May I now invite His Excellency Mr. Francois Hollande, the President of the French Republic, to make his remarks.
Monsieur le Premier ministre, j'ai conscience de l'honneur qui est fait avec cette invitation à participer au jour de la République, honneur qui est fait à la France tout entière.
It is an honor for the whole of France, and this bears witness to the outstanding relation between our two countries. Indeed, I am proud to celebrate together with you the anniversary of your constitution, the constitution of the democratic India, of an open country, a peaceful country, which is an ally for France. I very much wanted to come here and accept your prestigious invitation, and at the same time to open up a new chapter in our strategic partnership that we launched in 1998 between France and India. I also wanted to be here to commend the action of Prime Minister Modi. This was most welcome, in particular on the occasion of the climate conference in Paris. I was aware of the hopes of Prime Minister Modi. I was also aware of some potential reluctance on his side. He wanted climate justice to be part of the agreement. He wanted developing countries, the most vulnerable countries, to be able to benefit from a high level of financing. Lastly, Prime Minister Modi wanted innovation to be shared. He wanted technology to be spread. And what he offered to his country, a plan for solar energy, could also be brought at the international level. Together with Minister Fabius, Minister of Foreign Affairs, we were very happy to be able to conclude an agreement in Paris. But we know who we owe it to, including Prime Minister Modi. And the Prime Minister himself said that France and India have chosen a strategic partnership. And in that partnership itself, there are some requirements in terms of security, defense, and stability. France and India are both aware of the threats against peace, including terrorism, because both our countries have been targeted over the past few months. I would like to thank Prime Minister Modi as well as the Indian people for the support provided in these dire circumstances, both in January and in November of last year. France will never forget these tokens of friendship coming from all around the world, but in particular from India. And let me remind you that India itself was attacked by terrorists. We know who hit us. It is Daesh. Indeed, Daesh is claiming their crimes. ISIS, they are proud of those who committed these atrocities. And let me tell you here, we will never be impressed. They are provoking us in the worst possible manner, but this can only make us more determined, including myself, to be more determined to take the right decisions, the decisions that I've taken and confirmed. We shall also be extremely determined to strike time and again against ISIS, that organization which is threatening us and killing our children. This is the reason why Prime Minister Modi and myself have decided to strengthen our cooperation against terrorism. We've decided to strengthen our exchange of intelligence, to tackle yet further trafficking that is feeding terrorism. And we also decided a roadmap We agreed upon a roadmap to tackle all forms of trafficking, in particular in the Indian Ocean, and to guarantee maritime safety. We are also implementing in the field of cybersecurity a number of tools that will enable us to strengthen our defense systems. I would like to thank Prime Minister Modi, His Excellency, for his words, in particular a few minutes ago, on military cooperation between France and India. When he visited France a couple of months ago in April, he announced his willingness to buy 36 Rafale fighter jets. We've been working since then, and let me remind you that these fighter jets are precisely those which are targeting and fighting against ISIS in Syria and in Iraq, and they are proving their efficiency. Through our Ministers of Defense, we've just signed an intergovernmental agreement. It is a decisive step for India to purchase these fighter jets and for France to make them available to such a great country like India. And please allow me to thank you for that. There remain some financial issues that will be sorted out within a couple of days, but what matters most has been done. In April, it was a statement, and today it is an agreement between our two governments and our two countries. And I'm happy that trust is there, trust in the French defense industry, France's trust in India, because we are in Make in India, and I very much want to place all of that within the framework of Make in India. I am also here, like the Prime Minister said, to implement the agreement made in Paris. Like I said, the cooperation between France and India has been key, because you have a goal to produce 40% of your energy with renewables by 2030, and France therefore has to stand by India. We therefore decided upon an outstanding cooperation on smart cities, first of all, and we traveled together to Chandigarh yesterday, a historic city where France and India already cooperated. And we will, therefore, through that example, but through other cities, Pondicherry, Naipur, there are 100 smart cities. That is the plan of the Prime Minister. So we will put our expertise, our skills, that of our businesses at the service of this great idea of smart cities. We will work on sanitation, waste management, circular economy, and many agreements have been entered into today or will be tomorrow. And then there is, of course, the International Solar Alliance. To begin with, that was an idea. An idea is always at the beginning of everything. Then it was a dream to be able to launch an international alliance for solar energy. But today, it is something real, concrete, given that we will be laying the first foundation stone of the Solar Alliance. And we will be able to open access to 100 countries to solar energy. So once again, France wanted to be part of the initiative and gathered a group of companies under Terawatt, and they're fully mobilized for the Solar Alliance. And on the occasion of my visit, which will continue, we will be signing a number of agreements on infrastructure, transport, agriculture, health, culture, and other matters. And I would like to thank all the CEOs, business representatives who traveled with me. They all understood that if they wanted to be here in India, they had to share their technology within the framework of Make in India. There are 1,000 French businesses in India, and the investments keep growing in all fields. We should certainly not speak just about defense matters, because there are so many other matters, fields. Of course, the Rafale fighter jet is a symbol, but we also developed our cooperation in the space industry. This is a field in which France and India have been working together for 50 years already, and the nuclear civil energy. And there is no better token of trust than sharing nuclear technology, civil nuclear technology. And here again, we've progressed a great deal, given that we are aiming at building 6 EPR reactors in Jaipur. And we are hoping to conclude on that matter within 1 year. Excellency, yourself and India trust technology, research and innovation. So do we. And a country like India, the most populous country around the world, and a country like France, with a very old history, the fact that we can get together and share together our trust in science and in research, this is how democracies stand. This is how democracies produce and innovate. We also developed some cooperation in the field of research, higher education and culture, because both our countries are very fond of culture. You would like the French technology to be available to some of your plans, in particular in your city, Benares, Excellency. And we're well aware of all the Indian heritage and also of all the ideas promoted by Mahatma Gandhi. And this is a source of inspiration for the entire world. And technology can also be inspired all around the world and help to tackle hatred and death. It is for us to get organized, to also bring about some hope and bring about a future for mankind. This is our hope, and this is the reason why that visit is outstanding. It's exceptional because we will be celebrating your constitution on Republic Day. It is also exceptional because we have to deliver further to the climate conference, also because we've been strengthening our partnership, and because from culture to defense matters, we always share the same ideals. Thank you.
I thank the two leaders for their statement. Thank you all.